Yeah, week 6. Research around this. And that is a plus for you right now. And how is that a plus? Because you will understand JavaScript here. Now, you might fail at it here, which I'm not expecting you to. You might be a little bit, um, you might not really understand it here, but then you have another chance to still get it again in the front end. You get it now. So what I just want you to do here is that focus on understanding every detail and every because I'm more of a basics tutor. I do not want to go ahead and start teaching you how to build the next Facebook. No, I'll teach you the things that you need to know, right? And then I'll also teach you how you can apply those knowledge and build the next Facebook yourself. Not that I'm telling you that, oh, let's build it. I can tell you that let us build a very crazy application right now. Just copy and paste the tutorial, and I'm done for this tutorial in only 3 months. And that is going to really look nice. You share your project, you're like, oh, I've done something, I've done this, I'm not a programmer. Okay, build something on your own. Becomes a problem. That is not the best way to learn. The best way to learn is what? I'll take you on the basics. Why is JavaScript like this, which I already told you? Okay, how then do you now build little things? Then we'll graduate to building more bigger projects. And then, as I said, assignments and projects, you have to do those things for you to improve. So now we're going into JavaScript now, and I will not be doing anything technical. I'll just introduce you to JavaScript. Oh, this is how you um work on your file, how you create your file. This is how you start up this, you start up that. That is what I'm going to be doing on JavaScript for you. So how then do we now create your first JavaScript file? So create your first JavaScript file. Yeah. So you have a question. Yeah. So I think sorry? Very good question. Is it possible to have H7? That's a question. Good. It's not possible to have H7. Now, no, it's not possible to have H7. There's just nothing like H7. I can go ahead and say H7. Let me show you. I can see welcome. Check it out. What do you notice? The H7 is coming as a text, a normal text, just like your paragraph. Do you understand? So I wrote an H7 here. Can you see it? I told you your heading tags, your H tags are from what? H1 to what? H6. Now, I now said, okay, let's just experiment. Let's have H7. Now, what do you notice here? H7, welcome. Is it bold? No. Is it following the normal progression here? No. There is nothing like H7. It's just going to treat as a normal text. A text that cannot be manipulated by the DOM. And what do I mean by the DOM? It cannot be manipulated by CSS or JavaScript. Because I cannot take H7 to CSS. CSS does not recognize H7. There's nothing like H7 in HTML. It does not exist. Do you get now? So it's just from what H1 to H6. H1 being the largest, H6 being what smallest. That's it. You don't understand it. That is your H1 to H6. Now, let us move on to creating your JavaScript file. So we're going to have index. So how do you create JavaScript file? So the same way you did .html, the same way you're going to do what your JavaScript. Your JavaScript file extension is what? JS. .js. So I'm going to have index, or let's use app.js. As you can see, what do you have? App.js, and then you have this JS icon here. So try it out and let me see what you have. Oh, I think we're not recording yet. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So we're gonna have app.js, and then have you gotten it? App.js. What do you have on your end? So don't forget this little icon here for your file. Good. So now, if you've been able to do that, you should have something like this that just says generate code, select the language, blah, blah, blah. But it should have this JS icon here. Does it have it? Good. Congratulations, you've created your first JavaScript file and your first HTML file. So now, how then do you now go ahead and start writing JavaScript files? Now, one thing that you need to know, as I said, JavaScript is the language of the web, which means basically it is expected to just work in the web. Now, your HTML is what your web browser understands. Let me explain all the scenarios. Good. You have this fan here, right? Because you can feel the air, right? Now, this fan can be powered in multiple ways, but one way includes what? Electricity, right? Now, electricity can come in form of normal your NEPA light, generator, solar, right? Inverter, whatever way. But there is one constant thing, which is what? Electricity. The same thing with your browser. Now, your browser only understands HTML, just like your browser, just like your fan only understands what? Electricity. Browser only understands what? HTML. Now, it is not that HTML that will now link CSS and JavaScript to it. Meaning that my HTML is there. Then inside of my HTML, I will link my JavaScript, my CSS to it, to style that HTML, link my JavaScript to it to make that HTML functional. You understand it now? That is how your browser works. Now, like I said, we're not going to go into Node yet because Node is something that you need to understand JavaScript first, understand how to code before you go into, right? So how then do I not teach you JavaScript? You need to connect your JavaScript to your what? HTML so that you can see the result of what you are doing in your browser. Is it clear to you now? Now that is why, okay, I'll explain it. Now, your browser, look for the best another, you understand this scenario, right? Good. Now, your HTML is that particular. So, HTML, let's say you have a text. You don't see that text color to blue. You write what? Welcome. Let's say you have, okay, let me move this. Now, you have H6 here, right? As you can see, H6 says, let's say H1 says welcome. Let's use H1. So H1 says welcome. Now, you want to change this welcome to blue color, right? What do you have to do? You have to connect this H1 to what? CSS and change it to blue. Now, I'm going to do something. Do not worry about it. So I'm going to say style, and I'm going to give it a color of what? Blue. Do not worry about this. Now, if you look at it, what do you have? Blue. What did I do? I connected CSS to just that element to make that element of. But did I do CSS in the browser? No. That's your HTML. So your HTML is the only thing that your browser understands. So you are connecting CSS or JavaScript to that HTML to make it functional and have a little bit of styling. So now, for us to now see what we've done in JavaScript, we need to connect that JavaScript to what? HTML so that we can view what we've done in the browser. Is it clear to you now? So now for us to do that, we're going to use a tag known as what? Script tag with a source attribute. So as you can see, we write script. Can you see this one SRC? You press it, and I'm going to write the JavaScript name, which was app.js. So it will now link this file and this file together so that I can, whatever I now do here, I can now see it in the browser. I'm going to do one more time so you can see it. Now, for us to be able to write JavaScript, right, and see the result, we're going to use a tag called script tag. Now, if I write SCR, you should see script, then script module, and script SRC. I'm going to be using the word script SRC. SRC stands for source. So when we get to HTML, you understand this better. SRC stands for source, right? If you click on it, this source means I can link whatever JavaScript file that I want to link to my HTML. And which file am I linking? App.js, right? So let's have to write what? App.js. Automatically, I've linked this file to what? To my HTML file. Now, if I go here now and I try to write anything here, I can now go ahead and see the result in my browser. Is it clear to everybody? All right, because I want everybody to go ahead and link this script. Even if that's the only thing you've done now, just link the script. We do not need this for now. Just go ahead and what? Link this script in your browser.